Well, there's a lot of excitement. It's a great time of year. We're getting close to conference tournaments at the college level, NCAA tournament, and when you're in high school and you're still playing, at this point, that excitement, that buzz around basketball in general starts to pick up more and more, and I know they're excited to get the opportunity to play over there at West Lafayette this week at Jeff High School, and we know we've got a great field. It's a great semi-state and a new exciting way the state does it, so I think all four teams will be well represented and have some fun.
When you look at last weekend, what did you guys like about your game against LCC? Obviously, you got down early, but you battled back in a big way and were able to take them down.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that was a game that was going to come down to how we defended. They got off to a great start. We took one of their better punches of the year and kind of rallied the troops, stayed true to our defensive plan, and then got back to the basics of making some shots. They really did a good job with their double team, and it took us a minute to adjust on how we needed to cut and play out of it.
When you look at all the senior talent that you had on that state championship team last year, I think a lot of people expected this program to just take a little step back. How have you prevented that from happening?
I mean, it doesn't always feel like we prevented it. Those were incredible seniors, incredible leaders, great young men. And so they laid the foundation, just like the guys before them, of what it takes to play here, what the expectations are. And I think the biggest takeaway from those guys that was passed on is it's not always about basketball. It's about being young men, being godly young men who they're about the right things, being on time to school, being respectful to their teachers every day. And this group's really grown and matured, and then the basketball side's taking care of itself.
What do you think's the defining personality trait of this year's group?
Boy, I feel like we've had about 3 different personalities throughout the year. And this one that they've got right now, they're very together. They're unified. They're putting their best foot as a group forward every day. It's not about any one individual. It's about the team, as it should be. But it's taken this group a little bit longer than maybe some to achieve that and see the success on the court pay off as well. So it's been a process for us.
As you look ahead this week, obviously the Wabash in the first game, what kind of concerns you with them? Like, what are you working on towards defending?
Well, I mean, I think anytime you play a team that shoots it as well as they do, you've got a lot of challenges. And then you pair that up with, we can go back to being sectional foes. Before I was back here in Coach Davidson's last year back in 22, this senior class was sophomores then, but they were still doing big things. And so while maybe we don't see them every year on the schedule, they've been on the radar. They had a great run last year, got upset, I believe, by Lewis Cass. And we know they play really good basketball, and they're a unified group. They've been together for their whole childhood all the way up through. That's what makes it special, and the communities like that. So we know it's going to be a big opportunity for our guys to go out and compete against a team that really plays well.
You saw it last year, obviously, with the group that you had. When you go against a team like that has a lot of that senior leadership and a lot of those guys that have played together for so long, how much more difficult does it, make things to go out there and try and beat them?
Well, it just really forces our guys to put an emphasis on the scouting report, knowing tendencies, knowing how these guys play, knowing the actions they like to run and where their go-tos are. And the more we can be locked into that, the more we can try and make them do maybe their second or third option, which, just like our second and third option, there's usually a reason that it's the second option or third option. We're going to play through our strengths, and we've got to know theirs and try and take them away, which will be a big task on Saturday.
Obviously, the beauty of this weekend is you got to go win too. What's it going to take to go out there? Obviously, you worry about Wabash to start, but what's it going to take to go win 2 basketball games?
Well, there's a lot behind the scenes. I've got a tremendous coaching staff. They've got scouting reports on any and everybody, and we'll get there when we get there. The biggest key to winning 2 is winning 1, and so we're locked and loaded on Wabash, and we know they've got a talented bunch, and we're excited for that opportunity.
You guys playing the second game, is there any discussion of how do we keep these guys fresh in case we do win the first one?
Maybe just for fun. I mean, they're 16 to 18-year-old kids. They do this for a living on the weekends in AAU. And at this point in the year, if they can't get up to play 2 on a Saturday, then we got bigger issues. But this is a hungry group, and like I said, they're locked and loaded, ready to play that first one and let the rest take care of itself.